guys, today I'm going to talk to you about how to start the Sherry Shipley painting, really the planning process for it. On the screen, I have an example of my finished painting. Now, this was a rather big canvas because I didn't have a smaller canvas board at my house, so I just kind of had to use what I had. And so I have the animal that you're required to do. You're not required to do a beagle. You're required to do an animal of some kind. I have it right here, kind of smaller on the page, and I have an interactive background that's in the style of Sherry Shipley also. Your project is going to look a little bit more like this. They're smaller canvas boards. They're 9 by 12 versus mine was, I think it was 16 by 20 if I had to guess. You still have an option of doing a very basic background, but the majority of your artwork is going to be basically a portrait, or the focus is your animal. So I'm going to show you the worksheet on how you're going to start. So this is the Sherry Shipley prep worksheet, and it's digital. Most of the time I have you do these worksheets on paper, but for this project, I'm going to need to print out a picture for you to use for your project. So I wanted it to be digital. So it says directions. Pick 4 different images of an animal to use for your painting. You can crop the pictures so that they are as big as possible in the boxes. Insert the images from your phone or the internet in the boxes below. So just depending on what your personal preference is, you could use your Chromebook or your phone. So I'm going to start looking for animals. So I'm going to open a new tab, go to Google Images, and let's say I'm going to look for a koala. So I'm just going to type in koala and see what happens. Okay, so when I'm looking at these pictures, I would like a picture that is as clear as possible and that the koala is as big as possible. Now, you don't have to get the whole animal in your project. So for example, if I like this one, okay, I could use this picture. Notice these numbers here. That's important. Those numbers tell you how many pixels are in the image, meaning how many little dots of color that are in that image. The higher the number, the better. You want to try to stay away from images that say like 300 or 400 because they're probably going to be really blurry. So I can click on this and see what happens. Sometimes it'll bring you just to the picture, but like in this case, not so much. So the other thing you can do that I've done before is if you right click with a mouse, and then usually it says open link in new tab. Usually it says open image in new tab. Here we go, right here, open image in new tab. You get a giant picture, which works. Look how clear this is. This is excellent. So then I'm going to copy that image because this is the good image. If you copy the smaller one, I'm not saying it's not going to work, but this is going to be better for you. And then I'm going to just click paste. Now, most likely it's going to be crazy, so we'll have to fix it. Let's see if it even pastes. Okay, it did. That wasn't too crazy. Okay, then I'm going to have to turn this. So I clicked on this, and then this little circle here turns it. I'm going to stretch it out as big as possible. I don't mind if you do your project sideways. Take away this insert image here. That's fine. Oh, I don't want to take away the whole thing here. Just get it as big as possible. So you're going to do this 4 different times. That same way, going through, I would click on the image you want, right click, open image in new tab, and then you would go to that image, right click, copy image. All right, so then this brings me to the next part. So let's say I have all 4 here, and it says in the box on the next page, select one of your photos and crop it so that as big as possible. Now, I somehow like backspaced and it turned out on the other page. That's okay because this would actually be, I think this would actually be front and back. Let's see if I can do it. All right, so we're gonna try as best as possible to get your name and hour and this box on the same page, all right? So I think what I'm gonna do, since this name and hour, it's somehow got to the next one, I'm going to put it on this page. So there's a little room at the bottom. Just gonna write Kristen Hall and then 8th hour. No matter what, I just want you to have this, your name, hour, and the picture on the same page. So this picture right here, this is the one that I want to use for the project. Why did I even make a box for you guys? The reason is because I want the picture to be very big, because you're going to be transferring this picture to your actual project. So for whatever reason, if the box doesn't work out, you can just make it on a plain sheet of like a document, like a plain document. But I want to make sure that your name and hour are on the same page and that it is stretched as big as possible. So let's say that I want this koala, all right? So I'm going to right click, copy image, click in the box, and I'm going to paste, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, I'm going to zoom out so we can see this better. So now we can see my whole page. And I'm going to turn this. So I clicked on this box, I took this circle, and I turned it. Okay, so then I'm not going to try to stretch it out. If you try to do these boxes on the side, it's going to stretch it. But if you do the ones in the corners, it will work. So I'm going to stretch it as best as I can, but I don't want to go off the page. Okay, I don't want to exceed where this box is. So I'm going to stretch it as much as I can. Let's see if I can go a little higher. Okay, that's probably as big as I'm going to get it on the paper. Okay, then what I'm going to do is, this would be finished once I have all these done. And I am going to make sure my name and hour are on the same page so that when Mrs. Hall prints this out, it's all good. Then I am finished with this part of the project. I'm going to be using the outline of this koala in this tree for my actual project. Okay, and that is it.